are back with Ingrid Griffith. Ingrid, what is the most touching compliment you've received after a play? I know it's unfair.
Yeah.
I know it's unfair.
I mean, I hear a lot of great things, which is really nice. I'm always touched and moved by it. I'm amazing. You're amazing. I love your work. You should be on Broadway. I hope you have an agent. Where am I going to see you? You know, just amazing. You've touched so many things that I can relate to. Thank you for sharing this story.
5 years from now, if you're sitting in front of me, and I hope you sit in front of me way before then, but 5 years from now, if you're sitting in front of me telling me about this amazing journey and the play, what would you be telling me or telling us as an accomplishment?
Oh, well, I hope I would go and be on Broadway. I hope that's happening, and I could see it, and I can see a lot of film and television. And in the meantime, I'm going to still be doing all the stuff that I like to do. And so I'm actually writing something, another solo show, and I am working on a book. So I hope that I am coming back before 5 years, between now and within 5 years, and to share all that stuff, but then to also tell you all the fabulous things that I've been doing and that you've been seeing me on.
As you sit down to write a play, how do you know when the play when it isn't working? How do you
When it isn't working. Well, I do like a check thing, and I think of like too many words. Is it too wordy? Is it getting to the point? It's like cutting to the chase. Where's that scene leading? Do I need that scene? You know, sometimes one day I write it and I need it, and then the next day I look at it, it's like, I don't need all that.
Are you harsh on yourself?
I'm very tough, but it's a good thing. I love to edit. I love editing. I'm good at editing and saying what goes out. I'm good with saying that goes. I'm quick to say that goes in a way. So I try not to attach myself to things. You know, it's like some sentences I love, and it's like, oh, that's such a great sentence. I can't let that go. And then that's the one that has to go. You know.
What does acting do for you?
It allows me to be more of all the things that I like to explore. You know, all the types of personalities, types of circumstances, you know, things that are not me that I would have to put myself into that situation and then be that person. I like to understand what made people who they are, what makes people behave the way they do, and it's always something, you know, we all have stuff that makes us who we are, and I want to understand humanity. I think it's about, I think it's just understanding humanity.
How did you get past in the beginning? How did you get past the mind, the thoughts, your own personal thoughts saying to you, they might not like it?
Oh yeah.
How did you get past it?
It took a while. I am not, what's the word? I hear them. I'm very sensitive that way. But I'm also very determined soul. I mean, I'm very stubborn in that way. And so as I hear it, but I also have to get past it. And how do I get past it? Just trying to listening to my heart and remembering, and I think also secluding myself. I think that has a lot to do with it. You know, it's not opening up yourself and exposing yourself to everybody's opinion, you know, and everybody's whatever. And it's hard because in acting, you know, you're waiting for an agent or you're waiting for a casting director to say, oh, we like you for this part, or you don't get a job.
Right.
And so it's a tough position to be in as an artist. And that I don't like. I actually don't like being in that position.
Go ahead, sorry.
No. Go ahead.
I want to explore what's resembles the paradox to me. Here you are, an accomplished writer, you're good at editing. You're able to detach yourself from a piece of writing and say, this must go, that must go, no matter how much you love it. So in some ways, you're technical.
Right.
And then there's this deeply centered spiritual being who goes on stage and calls upon every fiber of our being to express ourselves in all these acts. How do you separate the two? Or no, let me ask the question in a different way. Here's a spiritual being saying, I will, I can, so I will, so I must, so I will, I am. But then there's logic that comes in sometimes. But hey, they might be laughing at you, or this dress might not fit you, you know. What do you say? What does this other Ingrid say to logic that keeps you on that stage and keeps you going?
I'm going to pretend I'm deaf, and I can't see, and I can't, I'm not available to see it or hear it, because I can't.
Whoa, stop there. Stop. That is a perk. I am not available. You say that a lot.
Yes.
I love that. I am
say that a
not
lot.
available. You can say that to fear. You can say that to doubt. You can say that to logic.
Yes.
I am not available.
I am not available.
That's a play.
That's a play. I like the title.
I'm not available.
I'm not available.
I love that. The Ingrid that sits opposite me, telling us about herself. Then there's this Ingrid who goes on stage and you totally transform.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm sitting in the audience and saying, whoa, okay. You know? How does that happen?
I am committing to just being fully in that moment. That is all I can say. It's like I have, become somebody. I am somebody else. I'm just a vessel. Right? I'm no longer Ingrid. I'm just there in body, but it's somebody else taking over. And I have to allow that to happen to make it work. And it's just giving up of myself.
I love that. Can you give us a taste of the miracle?
Right now?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, right.
Oh my gosh.
Please. Pretty please.
All right. You said pretty please.
Yes.
I'm gonna give you. Can I give you Ada?
Give us anything.
So I'll give you. So I come home from school, and she says, Ingrid, you see your hair? That is a sure sign you are playing too much in school instead of taking in your education. You know what all play and no work did to Monroe? He is now living in the jailhouse on Camp Street. If you don't buckle down, you're going to end up worse than Monroe.
Okay, thank you. When is your
I'm sorry.
When is your next performance, Ingrid?
It's this Saturday, actually, on the 13th.
Where?
And it's going to be at South Oxford Space, and that's in Fort Greene, Brooklyn, at 138 South Oxford Street. And it's Saturday evening at 8 o'clock.
And where do people get tickets?
Online or at the door. Online, it's www.demgold, DEMGOLD, August 13th, .eventbrite.com. Or you can buy tickets at the door. I think that's it, yeah. Online, or you can go to my website, www.demerargoldshow.com. And that will take you to a page where you can order tickets online.
You have played in front of all kinds of audiences, meaning various nationalities. You even played in Guyana.
Yes. I like playing.
Tell us about that experience in Guyana.
Well, I was invited by Margaret Lawrence. I don't know if you know her. She's head of the, there's a drama school in Guyana. And she's also a brilliant new personality some time back. And she saw the show when it was in a festival here. She was in the US for just like a week. And she came, she saw the show, and she said, I'd love for you to bring the show to Guyana. I said, I'd love to come. So Margaret Lawrence and Jem Madden, who's a producer in Guyana, she does theater, a lot of theater work. Yes, they invited me. So that's the first thing, because I would have been clueless as far as how to get there and where to begin. And we took it to the National Cultural Center. That was one trip. It was amazing. It was huge, the National Cultural Center. And usually I play small venues, like 90 theaters, maybe 200 seat theaters. But this one is like 1,000 or 1,900. It's like a lot. But they made it a little smaller, and there were about 450 people in the audience. And it was just an amazing trip. I'll tell you. I think after that show, I figured I could do it anywhere, because it was just like such a different venue. I wasn't sure how the Guyanese audience would take the show, because it's very much their story, and they'd be like, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, so I got more what story than you. You're probably telling me about this story, no. So I was like, I should be on stage then. Exactly, what's wrong? And you come in here telling me about Demerara Gold and you story. So I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know what's going to happen when they like start to, because in Guyana, you hear these things, they talk back. They tell you yell, whatever they want to say. So, but I'll tell you, it was an amazing audience. Amazing. And I said, if I can do it here, I'm good to go. So then we took it to schools. We took it to schools in Linden, which was wonderful. And then we took it to New Amsterdam, which was also amazing. The students were amazing. The girls would come up to me, not just the girls, about girls and boys, but just come up and ask me about why I did it and how I did it. And then they'd tell me their stories. And it was just a really, really, really great experience to connect, and to share. And I worked at places that I'd never been. I never went to Linden. Yeah. I never went to New Amsterdam when I was there. So I was also getting a chance to see areas that I only heard about.
Well, you also teach John Jay College, College of Criminal Justice. What is the greatest asset you believe you bring to that experience?
Discipline. Discipline. My experience as an outsider, because I do feel that I'm an outsider, the immigrant experience. Yeah. And a lot of students are children of immigrants. They may be born here, but their parents are from some other culture. And I see that what they lack is that sense of cohesion or fullness of who they are. Yeah. They're not sure. It's like they're not what they're supposed to be, but they don't know what they're supposed to be. They don't have other choices, or they don't see other options. And I like to tell them that there are other options. And first thing is owning your heritage, understanding where you came from, and knowing that you don't have to fit in, and you could create whoever you want to be. Was there a particular teacher that had an influence in your life when you were growing up? Not really. Not really. In Guyana, I remember Mrs. Underwood, but she was it was elementary. You just remember her because that was how you stay with the same teacher, but you go up the forms. Yes. Because it was a private school, so it was like just two or three teachers. So. I remember her well, but there was no real teacher that influenced me.
What is it about teaching that appeals to you?
I like supporting and inspiring people. I really, really, really like inspiring people. I like people that are curious and want to hear and learn and get the support, because it really takes a lot of people, teachers and as you said, I think that's why you might ask, who is your teacher that might influence you? Because it takes someone to help you through this, through school, through college. And I encourage students to network with their professors and find professors that they click with that can help guide them and suggest to them things and be there for them, because I didn't have that and I wish I did.
What's your most humbling teaching experience?
Probably the first semester where I didn't know what a student asked, and I said, I don't know. And I said, let's look it up together, and we'll come back on Thursday and let's see what we find. You look at it and I'm going to look it up, and we're going to share what we found. Because as a beginning teacher, it was very scary for me, and because I like to be perfect, and there's no such thing as perfection, as we all know. But so that whole coming into the classroom as this first year's teacher, it's scary. It was very scary. And I had to try to find the courage and give myself some room to learn, because I didn't know what I was doing.
I have to say this, all right? Because I was dealing with laughter just now. I was trying my best to muffle my laugh. As you were commenting on the kind of comments you anticipated might have come from the Chinese audience.
Right.
You were very articulate, and there are many Chinese who were able to,
Sure.
shift from, the Queen's English to this and so on. You enunciate amazingly well. But when you are how do you manage to maintain, you have enemies very young, but you have this great command about, speaking colloquialism?
Yeah.
How do you maintain? Like just when you said, I want to say exactly what you said about me dying. When you said, I was just, I don't know. I don't know where to work.
It's a long time. No, but it's like your family, because your relatives, they come around and they're talking. And all, I'm in America, but my family, when they show up at the house, it's like Guyana, it's little Guyana in our house. And you have all these, uncles and the aunts, and everybody got their own way of being and talking. And I love mimicking them. You hear them, and you could be them. How they show up and they sit up and they're ready for talk, and then who watching who, and I just love that whole thing. I mean, that's what I bring. It's them. And I think that's why I think it would be embarrassing if my grandmothers were to see this, because I'd be so embarrassed to show them what I think they are.
What?
I know, I'd be freaked out. I don't know.
Your writings have been published in magazines, including Essence, Source of the Pro Sports. What did you enjoy most about writing for those publications?
I like the interviews. I like interviewing people. I like hearing how people live and what it takes to be, their dreams and their challenges. I like traveling because some of the pieces I had to go. I was in Costa Rica, I was in Kenya, I was in LA, and I like adventure. I'm safe and I'm cautious, and I think that's my grandmother Ada's thing. I'm very cautious. The critical thinker in me, I weigh things out, and I'm not quick to make stupid decisions. I try to be very, very careful, but I love adventure.
So, if you were going to go to your favorite place to relax, your favorite thing to read, your favorite drink, and your favorite music, where would this place be? What will you be drinking? What music will you be listening to? And what will you take to read?
All right, so I would be somewhere warm, and I love Barbados. Or I like Costa Rica as well. So somewhere warm, but natural, organic. What would I be reading? Probably someone's autobiography.
Okay.
I like finding out people, and I like autobiographies because obviously it's kind of about the time, the era, and it's engaging. So I have I get some history, but in an engaging way where it's not just dry, And what are we drinking? Champagne. I I like champagne with cranberry juice. I don't know what it's called, but I like that.
Music?
Music, I like jazz. I like Sade. She's way, way back. I love Sade. I haven't listened to her in a long time. I like Zen kind. I like music to meditate by.
Gotcha.
Because then I could read and drink.
Yeah.
and take a nap and wake back, and fall asleep and come back up, and I'm still good. The music is still in the background. I like that kind of like easy, quiet, and yeah.
Who's inspiring you at the moment?
Writer-wise,
Mm-hmm.
I read this book in the Sly Company of People Who Care.
Mm.
It's about Guyana. It's by an Indian author. I can't remember his last name. It's a long name, after Shaurya or something like that. Rahul, R-A-H-U-L is his first name. I found it very refreshing. It's very funny,
Yeah.
and it's he's from India. He's not Guyanese, but he lived in Guyana for a year,
Okay.
and he went into the took the adventure thing, which I love to do. Went to the savannas and went digging for gold at some point, and he just traveled with people and met whoever he met, and I just liked that whole. I liked what he did, and I loved his writing.
What gives you more satisfaction, or, well, not satisfaction, what gives you more freedom, writing or acting?
Acting. For now, I love acting and Deborah Gold. Because sometimes when you get an acting part, it's not that happening. But you do what you do. You have to bring as much as you can to the role. But I like to have a nice, juicy part, so I can really go with it. So that's not always, that doesn't always happen. So, but writing is freeing, but writing is a little more demanding for me to sit and write.
When last you giggled uncontrollably?
Oh gosh, I don't think any time lately. I can't remember.
What would make you do that?
Well, sorry if somebody tickled me, I would be giggling uncontrollably for sure. The tickling would do it right away.
When are you most happy?
After a run.
Oh.
After a long run, but I'm also very relaxed and I guess at ease, more than happy. But there's a certain relaxation and happiness that comes with
You still
that.
get nervous going on stage?
Yeah. It's just about channeling the nervousness, and even if it could be then the character might be a little nervous, not me, so putting that into the character, I make up things for the character to be like, so just to like focus it, and so it's not like, making my voice squeak, or it's getting into my body a little bit more and more, hopefully grounding me some more. Because nervousness is energy. I mean, you need energy. I mean, energy is good. That's what I tell my students, because I teach public speaking, and that's one of the courses. And it's about, I'm nervous to get up and talk in front of everybody. Everybody says that. I do too. And it's like, well, you focus that. The nerves are a good thing. You're not ice water. You know what I mean? You have blood flowing through your veins, and it's okay to be nervous. Now, how do you direct it? Direct it into the way you stand, press the energy down, use it in the voice, your volume, make eye contact, do things with that extra energy.
In retrospect, what do you know now you wish you knew 2 years ago when you first started?
That I can write, that I can produce, that I can act, that I can do all those things, that I can create and make all these things possible. I didn't have to sit and wait for it to happen. I can make it happen. I actually have skills that I didn't even know.
When last you had to give yourself a pep talk, reminding yourself of all these skills you have?
This morning. Every morning. Every day. Yeah. Because I get up and it's like a whole new day and all these projects ahead of me, and like, you know what? You can do this. Here's a pep talk. you can do this. You're going to breathe through it. You're going to commit to a couple of hours to this get done, and then a couple more hours for this to get done. And yes, you can say, oh, it's too much, it's overwhelming, I kind of fall down and cry, but then I have to get right back up and get on the computer.
What are you most thankful for?
My health and my support system, and for love and light.
Love and light.
Yeah.
When are you most happy? Well, I asked you that question, when are you most happy? What is next for Ingrid?
I am I'm researching and writing a new solo show, and it has nothing to do with me. It's about a woman who I know of and I admire, and I think the story needs to be told. I am moved, just like how I was propelled to tell my story, I'm moved to tell this person's story.
Are you going to play?
And I'm going to play, it's going to be a solo show that I definitely will play, yeah. And I want to finish the book that I've been writing for the last 6 years.
Oh, that is... If I should tell you what Shade of Ebony, which I started in 2001.
Oh gosh. But you know what? You'll do it.
Thank you for that.
You will do it.
You guys here, those of you who used to get my emails, Ingrid just told me I will do it. So
yeah.
Shade of Ebony is coming out.
Excellent.
It's an erotic suspense drama.
Oh my gosh,
yeah.
Excited.
Oh yeah.
Very cool.
If you could go back in time, what would you tell that 16-year-old girl?
Have more confidence, trust that things will work out. I did not believe that things would work out. Keep listening to your heart, that yes, you are special, and own it, and you don't have to fit in, and yes, your dreams can and will come true, and keep shining, own you.
Own you.
Own you. I was very shaky for a long time about owning me, and because you want to fit in, and
yeah.
The whole immigrant experience shakes you up when you come to a different culture, and you're not this, you're not that, you're not that. So what are you? And you don't know, and you want to fit in, and you want you're in the wind, and So there's a lot of doubting, and then I was not. I wanted to do what I'm doing now, and no one that I knew was doing it. So it's like, are you crazy? No one does that. You don't even know where to start.
You see, that's the biggest challenge for most of us, is that being yourself and owning you might not allow you to fit in the way with whom you wish to fit in.
Exactly.
And you have to be able to take that, to not need to fit in, so that you can own you. I like that.
And guess what? Then you start to fit in, because you start meeting people
exactly.
with like-minded, like-minded like you. But you're not going to meet that person necessarily at 16. You don't even have you haven't been out in the world yet. So the circle that may not be the circle for you, but that's not the only people that are in this that's in this life, So trust that you will find people like yourself and own what you are, and just keep moving forward with courage.
Last question. What makes you laugh out loud?
I love a good joke. I love a good joke. You tell me a good joke, I'm on the floor. I'm on the floor. I like laughing. I like stories. I like telling stories too,
You have to come back sometime to tell.
Well, you have to invite me back.
Just like that. Yes, I will.
Great.
Thank you, Ingrid.
Thank you so much.
And thanks for tuning in.
So, I hope to see you.
Lots of laughter.
Yes.
Lots of fun.
Yes.
All right.
Thank you. Bye.
You're welcome. Good night. Bye-bye.